So why don't we start playing with it?
Okay.
Okay. So take the model and mess around with it, kind of pull the boxes out and see when you think about what you might want to put in one box. Say if you're in freeze, which is the red, what would help you begin to get into fight, flight, and then safe and social? What might go? And it doesn't have to be permanent. That's the reason the boxes move, is because sometimes the bottom box should be on top or in the middle. And you get to kind of change them around. It isn't fixed. It is supposed to be as flexible as our feelings can be. Okay? So remember, feelings are like the weather. They change quickly.
Does it
Wonderful.
matter if one object or?
You can have as many, whatever works for you. The goal is for it to be as personalized for you as necessary. So I added for you today the chocolate and the tea because, well, I like chocolate. And it helps. The senses can help bring us up the ladder. So smelling the chocolate, tasting it. I picked a very smelly cinnamon tea because also cinnamon has a lot of positive connotations, and it can also just, right, that feeling of, it's okay.
So should I go from left to right, or is there a certain way that?
There's no way. It's up to you. And I can kind of help you. You know, one of the things to think about is, what works for you? Are you going to start? So for freeze, you put the smelly incense in there because that'll help you kind of feel better. If you were just reaching that place of freeze where you knew that you were going to get out of it, you were going to feel better later, what would go in that box? Lovely. You can fold it up. Yeah, don't worry about, you can take it out if it's easier because then it'll smell even more.
Actually,
Yeah. Great. Yummy, right?
Yeah.
I know. Lovely. What might go in the box above it? So you're kind of getting into that fight place. You're going to tell your boss something. There you go. Smart. Dog tags definitely bring us there. What about in flight? Or even maybe less fight? One of the things I think is really wonderful about the vagus nerve is that if you're in safe and social and you're in flight and fight at the same time, you're playing. You've probably seen your child do it. Roughhousing, I feel safe and I can have a tickle fight, right? Awesome, a bicycle, that's perfect. And what's nice about that is the more, every feeling has a movement. And so if you feel a thing and you can move based on what you're feeling, you're expelling the feeling. You're allowing your body to express the feeling. So a bicycle is a beautiful thing because all your muscles start moving when you're in that mobilized state. It's kind of cool.
I've never heard it explained that way, but that makes total sense.
Yeah, every feeling has a color too. It's kind of cool.
Wow, that's awesome.
What would go in the next box? You're kind of in that getting into safe.
This little pin that says Forever Grateful.
Wonderful. Now you're feeling, you know, pretty safe and social. What would you put in the second to the top box? Just feels good. Guitar pick?
Yeah.
I like it. Cool.
I started in 3rd grade playing acoustic guitar.
Oh, nice. So it's like a lot of connotations for you. It's not just music. It's just, right. Nice.
A lot of good times with friends in college and there's something about the strings that kind of resonates with me.
Yeah, absolutely. And what would go in the very top, the thing that just gives you all the hope and joy? What is that?
This is a little jade. It's like a
Oh, yeah.
little lion from Taiwan.
Beautiful.
So I went to this lady, and they're more into, feng shui and zodiac. So for the time that I was born, the year I was born, my zodiac sign, this is, I think putting it in this box is like me stepping into my own power. This is distinctly mine, and nobody else is supposed to touch it except me.
Wonderful. Does it feel sort of have that greasy jade feeling? I love that. That texture of...
I think so.
Yeah,
I
isn't
carry
that
it
cool?
with me in my purse, so it's with me all the time.
Lovely. That's perfect. So now when you think about the box and how you might use it, does it feel like it's stacked and stocked with the things that would help you manage the different states?
Actually, like you said, it's how flexible and personal it is. These are like distinct to me right now.
Yeah. It's yours now. What about the dry erase? If you wanted to, you can use those for the outside. Some people like it really white, and they don't want to have the outside have decorations on it. But if you wanted to decorate the outside or put your name on it, or a poem, sometimes people want to put reminders from the worksheet on there. Maybe a phone number.
For help.
Yeah, you bet, from your dream team.
They're on speed dial.
Awesome.
Should I start decorating it?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah. Who knows what you'll do? You can decorate the shelves. They're also white. That's why the boxes are clear. So you can take it out, and on the inside of the box, you can... You can decorate in there or put a note to yourself, or you can decorate the outside.
When I was going probably through the worst, roughest time in my whole life, it was going into springtime, and I would see butterflies, different kinds that I never seen in my life, or just one after another, more than I'd noticed before. So I took that as a sign that I'll be okay. Yeah, help is on the way.
I'll be okay. Absolutely. I think the most important thing we can say to ourselves is, it's going to be okay. What was the reminder that you put to yourself in that box, if I may ask?
A music note.
Oh,
in
great.
The box with the guitar pick.
Oh, that's very smart.
I think music, speaks to everybody. They have their own style, or even whatever mood they're in, any style of music or song, speaks to them.
Yeah. I agree. I think music, art, and nature are the only things that inspire awe all the time for people, for all people, worldwide. Music, art, and nature. It's an amazing thing.
I've noticed some of the art things, like music, yes, art, dancing, are some of the times when I feel most present.
Yep.
Because something's more awake than is in my usual life at home, life at work.
Yeah, and it's important now we're reminded that we have to do those things for ourselves. It's not as simple as it used to be. We have to remember to turn the TV off and put the music on a lot of times, or even put the book down, put the music on. So absolutely, I think it's the great calming effect of music is beyond words mostly. When you take it home, if you want to put stickers, you could do that too, or tape things to it. I didn't bring sticky things for us today, but that would be another option. Sometimes people put poems, or if you don't have family that you want to put in there, or things like that, you might put pictures of kitties or things off the internet, flowers that kind of help you feel better. Those types of things can also work.
Can I look at this?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Actually, I started looking at videos or pictures of puppies, or the panda ones are really funny.
Yeah, and it helps us feel better. It reminds us that we're going to be okay.
So, like, what would you recommend if, like, say can't sleep up at 2 or 3 in the morning and don't have any, I could call my friend, but I don't want to call them in the middle of the night, and I'm by myself and not feeling good. What would you recommend?
One thing, it sounds like meditation is really helpful for you. You mentioned that earlier. And I guess I would have a reminder in there in one of those boxes that just is a little Post-it note that reminds you to meditate. So that at 3 o'clock in the morning, that might be the box you might pull out has incense, a match, and a meditation. So that you just know it's all there in this compact place and ready for you when you need it. There's a lot of techniques for sleep. I find that, frankly, the best one is to breathe as much as I can into my head and take the thoughts and replace them with breath. And that's what I use my boxes for, is to remind me to breathe, because that's the thing I forget to do often, is just take in a breath and let myself breathe it out. So I use those often as reminders, so activators to tell me, oh, I can do this thing. Giving myself permission, I think, is the other piece.
I'll put it in the cinnamon tea box.
Great idea.
A reminder to breathe.
I love it. Are there ways you can see using this box during the day, having the model be something that you use during the day, in work, or maybe if it's something's challenging with your kid, or
Oh, there's definitely times when it's challenging with my kid.
Well, from mother to mother, I agree.
Like, counting how many more years can he go to college?
It's scary if they don't go.
I already told him, when you go to college, you got to go. You're not living at home. You're not staying in Portland.
Right. What helps you? What object might help remind you that when things are hard with you have a son, correct?
Yes.
When it's hard with your son, what would help remind you that he's going to go to college someday?
I guess this one.
Flee.
The bike. Either I'm fleeing or I'm putting him on his bike, or actually, after college, I took this long bike trek with a couple friends, And there were lots of days I wanted like fall off my bike and break my leg so they would ship me home.
Mm-hmm.
But there was passing, there were a lot more beautiful things than there were trials.
Yeah, not great.
So I think even if it's problems with my kid, it's passing, he's just a kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to do the best he can in pandemic and not seeing his friends. We're all trying to do the best we can.
Right.
And sometimes that's good enough.
Mm-hmm. I always think about the day I taught my son to ride his bicycle. That was such a sad and beautiful moment. It was filled with sadness because he was going to leave, clearly, and joy because he could leave. Both things happened in the same moment. Mm-hmm. That's great.
I was with him when I was holding the back of his bike.
That's what I did.
And we were going to the park, and then he just took off by himself.
It's so cool. It's such an amazing feeling to let go like that. Yeah.
But I think that's the point of it, right?
That's the goal. Agreed. Yes, absolutely.
So this was from college, and it was from a retreat, but it reminds me of support, deep friendship, camaraderie.
Oh, so people on your dream team.
Yeah.
Yeah, where would that go?
I think I need
Has
to
to
put
be
it
in
in
there.
here.
Yeah, it's kind of nice when all the things are in one place. I don't know if for you if this is true, but a lot of times people have these types of things scattered in their lives, and when it's all in one place, it's kind of nice because you know it's your go-to spot to go get the thing you need. I like that you're putting it with the music box.
It's up there with safe and social.
Yeah.
Actually, on the first retreat I went to, the two after that, I was one of the team leaders and would take my guitar. So it goes
It
together.
fits, yeah. That's great.
This I started using recently. On my night table, one of the gratitude exercises was to just hold on to a rock at nighttime and think of the best thing that happened all day and to be grateful for that. So it makes me think not just of one thing, but have to sift through all the nice, good things to be thankful for during the whole day.
I love it.
So I'll put it in this one with Forever Grateful.
Great. One of the things that is so sweet about going home and collecting things and allowing those things to be experienced in terms of how you feel about them is that it allows you to feel connected, to recognize compassion for self, to be open and warm towards who you are on the inside. And I think we have such a hard time allowing ourselves self-compassion and love for self. And so it's just a chance to be with you, you know, in a very deep way. And it can, you know, neurologically, it changes the synapses in your brain and helps you feel like you are safe, because we are mostly safe. We're not animals anymore in the wild. So I hope that that happens for you.
Thank you, because I ask my friends sometimes, you know, they throw this out there like all these things to do to take care of yourself or self-care. And I'm like, what does that mean? Nobody gives me time to do self-care. What is this? What are all the things that, you know?
Yeah. As an aside, I teach a self-care workshop because I agree that nobody knows what it really means, because it's definitely not a bath. Although a bath is fine, and people should bathe, but it's not actually deep enough to get in there and allow ourselves to feel that feeling of safety. So you're right, absolutely.
Or I asked a spiritual mentor at one of the places I used to work, he said, well, you know, tap out. There was no opportunity to tap out. You can't take time off or say, hey, I need help.
That sounds like it comes from a place of privilege. People who tap out have the ability to tap out. They're privileged enough to be able to do that. But that isn't true for all of us. You can't tap out. Can't call in sick. Got to go.
Yeah, can't call in sick.
Yeah.
Even if I'm sick, I got to go in.
That's right. Exactly. You're going to take this home and interact with it more today. With mine, I use it, I guess I use it every day because I keep it on my desk. So I know it's there, and it's my desk right now is in my home. So I probably would have it in my home. And when I went to work, I might take a box with me and have that box on my desk. But now that my work and my office are the same, it's a little bit different. I sometimes go to my boxes and I take a box and I take one object out, and that's the object I put in my pocket, sort of like what you were saying earlier about your Jade piece. So thinking for yourself about how interactive you want it to be. Do you bring a whole box, or do you bring just an object inside? Do you wrap it back up in the felt and put it in the actual packaging and bring it with you on vacation? A lot of times when I travel, it's very hard for me and I miss my family and I'm doing something stressful, even if it's fun, because I'm not at home. And so just being able to take the box out, put it in my hotel room, put the things on the felt and lay them out on there and just look at them and think about what works for me and how I feel, can just help lift my spirits. And that's really the goal, is to allow yourself to feel connected and bring you to compassion for your own self. So you can use it any way that fits for you. I think it depends on, like I said, I used to travel a lot. So for me, it was very helpful when I was traveling. If I'm doing public speaking, I'll take a thing out and I'll put it in my pocket. And this way I know I can feel it's in there. And then I know it's going to be okay. 'Cause to me, it could be called the "it's going to be okay" box. But that didn't have a ring.
Sometimes I might just be shoving all these boxes.
Put them all in there. Get a big bag. Yeah, exactly. Any other things that I can clarify? But ideally, as you change, different things might go in the box. New experiences might want to have different additions or new additions, or you might want to take something out. Doesn't fit anymore, doesn't ring true.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for letting me show this to you today and for sharing with me. I'm honored that you did, and I am very appreciative of your time. It works for good if we know what to do with it. So once we understand our internal systems, our feelings are more manageable. And then we get to have all our feelings and think all our thoughts without it hurting us or hurting other people. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to bring it places, put it in your backpack. I want you to take boxes out. I want you to lay the felt down and put all the things on the felt and see what feels right for you that day. I want you to go home and gather all the things that you might put in it and think about what makes you feel happy, what makes you feel safe and social, what your needs are in different states, so that you can use it as an interactive tool, a three-dimensional interactive tool that gives you a chance to notice about your own inner self. Thank you so much for buying the model and watching the videos, and I really hope that it offers you what I intended it to offer you.